God damn it. I really wasn't planning on having to make this video, but I guess I have to. So, the church that my grandparents go to have a movie night the first Friday of every month. Today, they showed the movie God's Not Dead. My grandparents have not stopped talking about how great that movie is since they saw it, whenever they saw it. I don't know, I think they saw it in theaters when it first came out, I don't know. Alright, there's not going to be any spoilers in this review, but let me just make something very clear. The movie is a solid 3.5 out of 10. Okay? I went into that movie planning to rip it apart and shit all over it. And unfortunately, I can't do that. Yes, the pacing is awful. The mood and tone are all over the place and really inconsistent. The editing is by far the most horrible thing about the movie. And there is no structure. There's no 3-act structure, which is the most common form of plot that most movies follow. None of that. God, the editing was terrible. The editing was so bad. It was so bad at conveying a consistent theme. Like, I honestly think they had a good edit for the movie, and then somebody went in the middle of the night and fucked everything up before it was shipped out. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't think I don't think anybody sat down and watched it before they printed it onto a disc or whatever, because no competent editor would have allowed that. I have edited YouTube videos more competently structured than that movie. My God. The worst thing about the movie, I would say, is that there are these two characters, okay? And again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's this one Muslim college teenage girl and this one older girl, and they look almost identical. In fact, the entire movie, I thought they were the same character, and one was just the older version of that same character. I thought that little Muslim college girl would grow up to be that character. Because, well, I'll explain why in a bit, in the spoiler section, I guess, because it's a minor spoiler. It's not a major one, but it's a minor spoiler, so I won't say it right now. So, it wasn't until the end of the movie that some genius in the costuming department, and I'm not saying that sarcastically, somebody had the really smart decision to put the younger girl in a blue jacket and the older girl in a red jacket, and they were at the same location. They weren't in the frame together, but they were at the same location. And that's the only way that I was able to say, oh, those are two separate characters. Well, I'm a fucking racist. No, but not really. I think most people would have a difficult time putting those two together. So in that regard, they could have cast the older lady, the older woman, by any other character. Any other character. Could have been a black woman, could have been an Asian woman, could have been a white woman. It really doesn't matter. But because they cast a Muslim-appearing older woman, I literally thought it was the same person. Now, I know Muslim is actually a faith, not nationality, but you get what I'm saying. They are a lighter brown people. God, that sounds racist as fuck. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But it's true though. Like look at these pictures. Look at the cast members that I put up here. I mean, come on. You would have a hard time telling them apart in the shitty lighting of the movie. All right, so anyway, the main plot of the movie is that this college student is trying to, or this college professor in this philosophy class is basically saying God is dead, so fuck you. I don't want to have to deal with the Bible-thumping Christian debate that I have always had in my classes, which kind of makes sense. Having taken Philosophy 101 in college, there are one or two of those Bible thumpers who'll be like, "No, Jesus said this, and that's why things are the way that they are," and then it's just like, no. No, can we just have a discussion without you bringing, no, but Jesus though, Jesus. So I kind of understand his position, but he takes it too far. He takes it further than what a normal college professor is ethically supposed to do and maybe legally supposed to do. I don't know. So anyway, the college freshman is like, but my Jesus though. And then the college professor is like, okay, fine, you know what? Prove to me that God is alive. Prove to the entire class that God is alive. Or I'll make your life a living hell. I don't know. There's some arbitrary percentage points of your final grade, like 30% of your I don't know. It was pretty confusing and dumb. Which brings me to my next point. That's the main plot, but there are like 12 other side plots going on at the same time. And as I said, the editing is already incompetent enough, so trying to splice in 12 side plots with that one major plot just completely kills everything. Like, it is just a clusterfuck of unbelievable, incoherent mess. And I can still hear my grandparents fighting downstairs. Well, they're not even fighting, they're just talking because they're so loud. God damn it. Alright, so let's speed this up. Here's a spoiler section, alright? Here's what I thought was going to happen with that Muslim girl side story. So there's this Muslim girl who is secretly a Christian even though her family is Muslim. Like, she wears the burqa when she's around her family and takes it off when her family isn't around. Specifically her dad, because her dad is like Ganondorf and he's like, hoo, fucking, yeah, I'll beat the shit out of you. No, but seriously though, when he finds out that she's secretly a Christian, he does beat the shit out of her. He slaps her really hard and asks, who is the one God? And then she stands up and says, I love Jesus. He is my Lord and Savior. He beats the shit out of her and drags her down the stairs and kicks her out. And I thought, all right, they're going to villain. When I first saw the Muslim dad, he wasn't even violent yet because she was being submissive and wearing her burqa headpiece. But I knew they were going to try and villainize him. They were going to make the Muslim guy out to be the worst, which I knew would be bullshit because he was the most faithful person in the entire movie. But I was wrong, actually. After he kicked out his daughter, they showed him crying on the stairs. I mean, it was all muted over with really loud music to make you give you them feels, but it at least showed that side of it, that the dad didn't have an easy time kicking out his heretic of a daughter. So I admire the movie for that, for showing the other side. And I think that's what this movie should be given the most credit for. It shows the other side. Sometimes. In the first and second debate, they were really good at showing the theist side and the atheist side. And then the third debate just goes off the rails, and it's supposed to be this, oh damn, moment where it like just all the pieces fall together and it's like proof that God is alive, and all the classmates, and they do this, they all stand up and like, God is not dead, yeah, blah 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 blah. And it's supposed to be like this, oh, in fact, even in the church, people were clapping. But it was really bad argument. It was a really bad argument. I won't even spoil it, because I kind of want you to see for yourself just how bad it is and how bad it's structured. But it goes from, like, the abstract and logistic argument to just personal attacks. Why do you feel this way? Why do you feel this way? What do you guys feel? Like, it's just, it's turning dem feels into a legitimate argument. And then it shows the professor like, oh, I'm defeated, brr. But he's not really. So the movie falls apart around the halfway point. And you know, typically in the 3-act structure, there's like the beginning where they introduce the characters and stuff. And I mean, and you guys all know the typical plot line, you know. There's the it's not called the exposition. I was saying expedition. No, that's a journey. It's the exposition. Then the rising action, the climax, falling action, and the conclusion. Well, this movie decides, nah, fuck that. Let's just throw in 12 other plot lines on top of that plot line. So you got the climax of this plot line, followed by the falling action of this plot line, and the rising action of the main plot line, while the exposition of this plot line is going on, and the conclusion of this plot line is going on. And it's just a fucking mess. Honestly, I honestly believe that this movie could easily be a 7 out of 10 if it had a competent director and editor, because the writing is that good. I won't spoil it, but I will say the climax of one of the plot lines actually had me in tears. Like, 3 tears actually fell from my eyes because of how emotionally invested I was in the story of that particular arc. And, and it was good. I mean, it was obviously a Dem feels moment, and they were trying to push that Dem feels moment. I mean, it was fucking raining. Like, it was fucking raining. Like, in movies, when it starts to rain, it's going to be a Dem feels moment. But actually, the rain played a plot element that I won't spoil, but it played a bigger plot element than just a Dem feels moment. And I commend that movie for that. That was, yeah, good job. What's that one meme where it's like, cheers or good job or whatever? Anyway, so does the movie make me want to be a Christian? No. Did the movie make me facepalm? Yes. It even made me do this a few times because I was just like, oh my god, get this fucking shit out of my face. Was the movie Bible thumpy pushy? A little bit. Was the movie an accurate representation of atheism? In the beginning, maybe. I guess, but not really, because at the end of the when you find out like this big secret that I won't spoil, it kind of undermines the entire beginning of the movie, because it's basically like the main antagonist. You find out like he is the way he is because he feels a certain way, not because of some logical basis. I don't know. It's just a mess, really. I think the strongest thing I can say about the movie is that a lot of times when I go into a movie watching it with the intention of saying fuck you, like I did with Rogue One or Star Wars The Force Awakens, at some point I'll reach a point where I'm just so fucking fed up with it that I'll start setting deadlines. I'll say, if this, and this happens, I'm getting up and walking the fuck out. And I'd say about 30% of the time I'm right and I get up and walk the fuck out. But every now and again, they surprise me. So, like, in Star Wars The Force Awakens, it was, my get up and walking out moment was if the map that BB-8 was carrying could be inverted and it was the real map the entire time. But no, that didn't happen. We got an even stupider answer. Well, R2-D2 had it the whole fucking time because we gotta shove in this reference. Another get up and walk away moment was if I don't even remember. It's not important. The point is, with this movie, God's Not Dead, the get up and walk away moment was going to be if the main character's girlfriend reunites with him at the, because that's not really a major spoiler. It happens in like the beginning of the movie. The girlfriend is like, fuck you and your fucking God, blah. Which, just smacks me in the face. It's like, oh my God. It's like straight out of one of those Bible stories. Like, you have to choose God over your girlfriend type deals. But it's fucking retarded. And it's made even worse when you find out that they met in like 2 youth groups. They met in like a youth group, and that she's already a Christian. And the fact that she's like, you defending God is stupid. But she's a Christian, so... Like, what? I don't know. So anyway, I figured, alright, so what's going to happen is the girl is going to reunite with the boyfriend at this place, which is basically where all the storylines end. I was going to make a Keyblade Graveyard reference to bring Birth by Sleep into it, but I don't want to now because this video isn't worthy of that reference. I mean, I guess I kind of did, but I didn't, because I didn't explicitly do the reference I was thinking of. I just kind of alluded to it. Because this video, God's Not Dead, is not worthy of Birth by Sleep's mention. So, I figured at, this place where all the plot lines sort of come together, the girlfriend is going to meet up with the boyfriend and she's going to forgive him and be like, oh, I love you. Well, that didn't happen. And then I thought, okay, well, the Muslim college girl is going to meet up with the main college guy and they're going to go steady and be a couple. Well, that didn't happen. And then I thought that the main professor guy was going to get there and reunite with his girlfriend, and that didn't happen. So basically all of the three get up and walk out points didn't happen. So I give you credit for that too, movie. You were not as predictable as I thought you were going to be. And one could even argue that God himself wanted me to watch the entire movie and didn't allow my predictions to come true so that I wouldn't get up and walk out. Now, wouldn't that be interesting?